There's much to do around Crawfordsville with our many shops, restaurants, and activities. Thank you for watching and welcome to Crawfordsville.
Hi, my name is DJ Elliott, and I'm the owner and head coach of Elavus Crossfit here in Crawfordsville. So, my background in CrossFit was started in Los Angeles, 2009, and when I first came back to Crawfordsville, there was a guy, police officer in the city department here that was already in the process of opening his own affiliate. And through some mutual friends, we got in contact, and I jumped in and assisted him. Really, I mean, it was his baby, but I jumped in to help. I had some 3-4 years of experience at that point. That place started to evolve, and I had gone back west, and I'd, kind of phased myself in and out, and then I decided to kind of stay here permanently. I jumped back in and became kind of the head coach and the programmer, and as things were starting to evolve even further, I had maybe some really old school ties to the way I thought CrossFit should be approached and how things should be run, and especially how athletes that attend should be catered to, and what I thought was important. So I left that place, and my dad was gracious enough to let us use his garage. This would have been August of 2017. Started with just Kendra and I. And then some former members started coming over a couple times a week, and I would just help them out with some mechanical things. I wanted to jump in for a workout, and that started to grow. And then we decided maybe just go ahead and become an affiliate and see. I mean, just like anybody else that ventures out, you want to do it your way, and that kind of led to some people approaching and asking, like, how far are you going to take this thing? You're going to open up your own facility? You're going to keep it this little mom and shop kind of garage box? And this building that we're in now on Darlington Avenue came available and needed a little bit of renovation just to house 8 to 10 athletes at a time, and went ahead and made the arrangements for that, started manipulating things and getting flooring down and getting equipment in. And May of 18, right before Memorial Day Murph, we launched this location after just about a year of being in the garage, maybe just under a year. My role here, besides I guess being the head coach, being the programmer, is I am kind of responsible for acclimating new athletes to CrossFit and what's expected of them. So we start with very, very basic things and evolve all the way up into the highest skill movements. And I think maybe my primary goal, besides hopefully letting people feel comfortable here and feeling like they're a part of a community, is getting them established with basic movement so they can begin attending classes after an on-ramp period of 2 weeks to a month. And so that when they come in, they can actually start ingratiating themselves into what CrossFit is. They can really get a sense of what it is. And what I ask of them is nothing more than have a little fun, really pay attention and be serious at times when we need to develop new skills, and we need to be really focused for safety reasons and for reasons to progress to higher skill, things like that. But to hopefully just make them feel comfortable and kind of guide them through. And if I'm lucky enough to have them sign up here to start that process, then I feel quite a responsibility to get them initiated into the process, whether they stay with it or not, but to really have a grasp of what we're after here, which is first and foremost learning to do things the right way and doing them safely, and then exposing them to all the craziness, you know, the tire flips and the jumping and flipping around and lifting heavy stuff, and you know, that comes later. My job is to get them initiated into the early process, I think. So we use, contrary to popular belief, we use a lot of body weight. We use our own bodies for lunges and squats and push-ups and pull-ups and ring rows and gymnastics, core movement work. But aside from that, we do use the barbells quite a bit in here. We use rowing machines. We use assault bikes. We use jump rope quite a bit, and we have a pull-up rig stationed at the west end of the building that gets a lot of use as well. So there's, I think, oh, and kettlebells. I'm sorry, that's another really important piece of equipment that we use in CrossFit for a litany of reasons, or a litany of uses. It's kind of a universal tool for strength and conditioning. And so they could be, what they might witness when they come in, varying from day to day, is they could see us doing anything from practicing something as basic as an air squat all the way up to working on progressions for a muscle up on the pull-up bars, to using barbells for a power clean, a deadlift, a snatch. I mean, any number of barbell lifts. Yeah, I mean, looking back on the entire process is, one, have a group of people close to you, if you're fortunate enough to, that are supportive. That will be a huge help. Don't plan on buying anything for yourself for the first couple of years. But as far as a serious avenue, there are, I know, like Chamber of Commerce, and I know there are other avenues people can, there are resources out there for people to go talk to about how to set up a business model. There are places, like I went and read things online from other affiliate owners that would blog or just write articles about what their process was like. So I tried to study up on that to see what sort of hurdles I might face early on. And I mean, it sounds like it's maybe a little, I'm not even sure what the word is, but if you have an idea, something that you think will work, I would definitely encourage everybody to try. Like, give it a shot, save a few pennies, do some research on whatever that thing is, and then, like, I went up and spoke to, I think the guy's retired now, at the Chamber of Commerce, and we talked a couple different times for maybe 30 to 45 minutes each about what to expect when you run your own business. Some of the pitfalls, some of the great freedoms it brings, you know, some of the things might be a little more trying than others, but there are some really great resources out there. And have even someone, I say have a banker, like I'm in a position to have a banker myself, but to go speak with a bank officer to see what sort of options there might be for small business loan, for establishing the business itself. Could speak to a good attorney. I don't know if I can name drop here, but I use Greg Miller, who was amazing and very helpful, walking me through setting up the LLC, and then spoke to some other people in finance to see, okay, so it started, it's going, now we need to grow, now we have these bills that we didn't foresee, you know, different avenues like that. So instead of being completely bogged down and stressed out about it, you could go actually talk to someone who's been through it and has helped people through it, and that's been a huge bonus and a huge blessing. But having a group of people close that were encouraging and supportive was maybe the most important thing out of all of the logistical stuff. So the website, elavuscrossfit.com, it has our basic information, a few pictures, class schedule, a little bit about me, and you know, address and contact information. Our Facebook, we have a public page and a members page, and then through Instagram, maybe in this day and age, I would say, is maybe the easiest way to get in touch with myself or with Kendra, or maybe even one of the coaches or other members. We do, every other Saturday, we do a Bring a Pal Saturday morning. It's a pretty basic class, but we try to keep the intensity up and give people a taste of what it's like to train here. As far as if an athlete comes to us and has been training, and they could, for lack of a better term, kind of test out of on-ramp, which means they've demonstrated repeatedly that they can move safely, move efficiently, they understand the terminology, they understand how to gauge their own intensity so that they don't get hurt or don't overdo things like call it redlining. We could get them on a membership program either 3 or 6 times a week, depending on what they thought they could reasonably attend. I don't really want people here paying for services they can't use. I know it sounds kind of cliche or a little altruistic, but it's true. If you know you can't make it here 5 to 6 times a week, we would have them stay on a 3-time-a-week program. If it was somebody that really was new, we have them go through what's called an on-ramp process, and that is, it takes place over the course of a month, but the first 2 weeks, there's 8 meetings, and they're usually a very small class size, 1 or 2 people, maybe up to 5. And we work through the basics, getting them comfortable with me and my coaching style. I get comfortable with them and their personalities. They get comfortable with the general language of just kind of how we speak about things in here, learning basic movement, then starting to build on that with more compound movement, building up their work capacity as we go. And the last 2 weeks of that month, which has essentially already been paid for, they can attend classes 3 times a week for the last 2 weeks. So it's kind of like a package deal. And when they get to those classes, they could really start to feel what it's like to come in, sign in, jump in with people of all different fitness levels and all different experience levels, and really get a sense of it. And after that, if they really enjoy it and they see the potential and they think it would work with their finances and their schedule, then they usually sign up. We've had some really good success operating it that way. I want to thank you all for spending some time with us today. If you have any questions, want to reach out to myself or one of the coaches, you can visit our website, elavuscrossfit.com. Find us on Facebook or Instagram. Or if you drive by 1416 Darlington Avenue and you see a bunch of cars parked outside, stop on in.